The Italians are your commercial bees in the United States. Most commercial bee keepers use Italians. They're productive. They can take the colder climates, and you can kind of see their characteristics. They have a black or a dark brown stripes, a little thick with yellow to orange abdomens. And moving on over here, these are your Russians, and Russians came from Russia. The USDA brought them to the United States in 1997 to an island in Louisiana to study them, and then in 1999 they released them into some field studies, and in 2000 they were released to the public for beekeepers to use. And the Russians are very good for the colder climates, like in the Midwest or the northern climates in the United States. They're kind of similar to the Italians in appearance. They're a little bit darker on the end of the abdomens, and you can kind of see they're similar in size. Something different about the Russians that I've noticed is that they're a little bit more defensive. So you can see there's a guard, and these guys right here, or these girls right here, are guards. And they're just kind of hanging out. And a lot of them are hanging out because it's early in the morning, about 11 o'clock. They'll be flying in and out of here collecting pollen and nectar. And when being defensive, I haven't noticed that they sting more. They just kind of come up and headbutt you and kind of let you know that they don't appreciate you kind of scoping out their hive, and they're good temperament bees. They're just a little bit more defensive, and these are the Russians. And I got these bees from Back to the Bees from Mac. It's Back to the Bee Company. He's out of Cleveland, Missouri. And Christine, the Italian, the Minnesota Hygienic, she lives in Belton, Missouri. And she has the Cass County Bee Club. Over here, these are your Canolians, and they're from the same area that Arnold Schwarzenegger is from, the Terminator, Austria, Southeast Europe. And I'll try to show you the difference. If you see this one over here, look how dark they are. They're almost black. And I love these bees. And I got these from Travis Crane in Pleasant Hill, Missouri. And the Canolians fly in a little bit colder weather. They have a great temperament. You can see this one right here, how black it is. I love these. They are very unique. And these out here are kind of lighter. There's kind of a more blackish one. This one over here is kind of blackish. I think they're really cool. They might be a little bit smaller in size, but them flying in colder weather, and during the winter, they have smaller population of their hive, which is good because they store honey better, and they're more frugal with their honey during the winter, so they can come back strong in the spring. And you can see the black. They're very good. So also, I forgot to mention that Back to the Bees, Mac in Cleveland, Missouri, he has nukes available. That I'm going to show you a nuke here in a second. And Travis Crane from Pleasant Hill, Mac has the Russians, and Travis has the Canolians, and they'll have them next spring. If you are interested, I'll leave their information in the comments. So over here, this is your nuke, and these are Russians. I just got these from Mac, Back to the Bees, and these girls are ready to explode. We're gonna get them out of here. I can hear them just humming in there. So they come in usually this cardboard box, and if you're, here's your hive body. I separated these frames. You can get one of these off of eBay or Amazon. I wouldn't pay over $120. You can find them, maybe 130, but depending on the shipping. And you want to get one of these set up about next February or March, and your hive body will come with the bottom board, frames, and a top. And you'll need a hive tool. So we're gonna open these girls up, and I got these from Mac, that's Back to the Bees in Cleveland, Missouri. And these are Russians, and they are just packed. So this is a 5-frame nuke. See the 5 frames? And you wanna get a nuke that has a queen that has been mated, which this is. So you always want to start with the furthest one. Be careful. And a lot of people ask me, you know, why I don't have protection on and how I'm not getting stung. Well, there's some different variables that go in on that. But a lot of times, if you're a gentle beekeeper, you're gonna have gentle bees. And part of that is, you know, I'm trying to help the bees, and we have a relationship that's good, and I'm not being aggressive with them and moving slow. So if you see your bees and you're going to touch them like this and they all flinch or they start buzzing, that's a good sign that maybe you should just give them and come back another day, and they're not really wanting to be messed with. And you can see this, you can hear it. I got one of them headbutting me and kind of just saying, don't try anything silly, because there's a few thousand of us. I'll try to pull this out here. And this thing is just loaded. Okay, so that is brood in the middle, and you got honey up top. And this thing is heavy, trying to do this one-handed here. So, looking for the queen. We might see her, we might not. And remember, there's a drone down there, that big one in the corner. You can see it. And that's the male. I don't see the queen over here. We're gonna switch this over. And these things are just packed. So I'm going to put this one over here because it is just loaded, and they can't. And see, again, I'm just being slow with them, slow and gentle. If you want a good way to get stung, you see that thing is just packed with brood and honey. I got honey on my fingers. If you want aggressive bees, you get in your hive and you start smashing bees and moving quickly. But, you know, being gentle is the way to go. Maybe with everything. And just take your time. Hopefully you can spot the queen. these girls out the way. Oh, and this one's just stacked too. Basically, when you have a lot of that's nectar, and when they cap that nectar, that's when it's considered honey. So this is almost all nectar and pollen. You can see the pollen in there. And it's the gold and different colors. And normally the queen's not gonna be on there. And try not to smash any. They're just happy to have some fresh air, and we're looking for the queen. So there's your honey and your pollen. They're storing their pollen. It's the gold stuff. There's your brood next to your pollen, looking for the queen. She's probably not going to be on there because that one is mostly nectar and pollen. There's no really where to go, and I'm putting these on the outside because we want her to start drawing out these. You can see these spots where I got these hives. This is all mint and spearmint, and mint and spearmint